If you've been to any Albanian countries, you've probably seen this beauty, which I think should be on UNESCO's list of intangible cultural heritage, just like our jubileta is and our folk music, Isu polyphony. Guess what our groups wear while they sing? We call this a Plis, and it is made of wool. It has many different names and shapes depending on which Albanian region you're from, so don't come for me in the comments. But the meaning of it is always the same, that we are proud of being Albanian. It connects us all from north down to south, and it has been handed down to us by our ancestors for thousands of years. Interestingly, back when we were known as Illyrians, it was also worn by the Romans and the Greeks, as you can see in various statues, but today, for some reason, it is only worn by Albanians. It is still common to see older men wearing it in the city, even now in modern times, and it always brightens up my day when I see it, so I always take a little picture. Not too long ago, it was actually seen as a dishonor if you didn't wear it or wore it wrong. It was worn by all our brave heroes like Lek Tukajini, Isa Buretini, Shote and Azem Galica, or the Yashore family, just to name a few. It is not as common for women to wear it as it is for men, but women also used to wear it during Illyrian times, we know that, and our burneshas wore it. Some of the few we have left actually still wear it. Painters from all over the world have also depicted this symbol of our Albanian heritage. It was even worn by our priests, as you can see in this French painting from 1785 called the Albanian Marriage. It is so symbolic of our ancestry, actually, that the Serbian regime banned it in Dardania in the 90s. Back then, Serbs would just violently take them off our heads, or their police officers would actually arrest Albanians for wearing it. Luckily, this tradition, just like our culture, has survived, and we still wear it today. So they couldn't stop us then, they can't stop us now. I hope we never lose this connection to our history, so let's learn a little bit more about how we wear it and how it's made. There are a few rules. For example, it always has to be white. So since it's difficult to wash because it's white, you have to buy a new one if it becomes dirty over time. There's different shapes depending on region and ways of wearing it as well. For example, there's the round one, which is the one I'm familiar with, the flat-topped one, oval and flat or tall. Then there's regional differences. For example, men from Rugova wear a 3-meter-long scarf around it, sholi I bord, which back in the day actually was used to bury the owner. So essentially, you carry death with you all the time. Very stoic, very memento mori. Others use a red headband as a symbol of bravery. There are many more examples too. Feel free to drop them in the comments with like the little stories about it. So how is it made? It's always handmade, but there are different ways of making it. So the most common way is like in this video where you use soap on a chunk of wool, which is then placed on a table, and then you use an instrument similar to a bow to shape it, like in this video. You can watch the full video on YouTube. This was a very short introduction. Feel free to write anything else you know in the comments and to share it. So I hope you enjoyed this short introduction and have a really lovely day.